When that fight happened with Darren Till and Dricus Duplessis, it was that make or break moment for Darren Till. If he won this, he could definitely be champion. I mean, he could always be champion, that would strengthen that conversation. But if he were to lose, a lot of people would say it's over. And after the fight, Darren Till said that you don't get everything you want in life. That could mean a lot of things, like winning the fight. But I think it's about him being champion. I think there's a part of Darren Till saying that he accepts the idea of him not being a champion anymore. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, look at people's careers that never won belts, never won championships in the highest, in the premier organization in the world of MMA, but still have success. Chael Sonnen is part of that. Dustin Poirier is part of that. Donald Cerrone, never a champion, but he was a well-known figure. Joe Rogan, when he retired, when Donald Cerrone retired, told him that he was gonna be a Hall of Famer. He never won a belt, but he was a Hall of Famer. You could be a guy that doesn't have a belt, that has never won a championship in the UFC, but still have a level of recognition and fame and popularity and everything that comes with it. The money, the gold, the glory, and everything. That's not necessarily a bad thing. So is that what's Darren Till looking at? Is that the void he's looking into? Because whenever you have that type of fight, where this is the fight where I prove to not just everybody, but to myself if I could actually make it or not. When you have that fight, that is your make or break moment in your career. But if you lose that fight, well, it's over. There's no more title aspirations. I do think that Darren Till could still be champion. He has the tools. People doubted Michael Bisping when Michael Bisping never revealed that he only had one eye. He was being doubted by many when people thought that he had two eyes. He only had one, and he became a champion. If you were a guy that's coming into a fist fight in a locked cage in front of everybody, in front of millions of people that are coming to see you win or lose, and you only have a single eye, that is a big advantage. Nobody would think that you could win a single thing in life if you have a single eye. Nobody would pick you as the betting favorite in anything, in rock, paper, scissors, in a racing competition. Nobody would pick you as the guy. And what did he do? He became a champion. But what Michael Bisping always had is doubt. Nobody believed in him, other than his close friends and his mother, his neighbors. But nobody believed in him. Nobody thought that he could be a champion. What did he do? He became a champion. But Darren Till already has that recognition. He already has that recognition from the fan base that he could pick option B, where you are going to put yourself in the same position as Chael Sonnen, Dustin Poirier, and all those guys. Chael Sonnen was so close to becoming a champion, and yet he never did it. And what are people calling him now? You could have that level of success and fame and not become a champion? Davis and Figueiredo, I don't want to talk about the guy, but he's not close to the level of fame of somebody like Dustin Poirier or Chael Sonnen, who never won a belt. Though Dustin Poirier did win an interim title, just want to put that in there. But you can be in those positions where you are just a guy that you would call for fun fights. Chael Sonnen was told that he will fight John Jones. He accepted. He never declined. You could be in that position where you're just going to accept fun fights. Glover Teixeira, and even Darren Till mentioned it, was a champion at 40, 45. I forgot the number. But he was being doubted. He was being doubted a lot. He lost. He won. He lost. He won. Until he won a belt. But what Glover Teixeira, Michael Bisping never had is recognition and a fan base that is willing to watch their fights. People were willing to watch Darren Till fight, even though it was not really a favorable matchup. And Darren Till has that fan base where people are just going to watch whatever fight he's in. And when you are in that position, there's no such thing as doubters. There are doubters, but there's not much. There's not much, are they? It's always people telling him that he could still become champion. Champions telling him that he could still become champion. Michael Bisping never had that. Michael Bisping never had those people telling him that he could still become champion. Nobody really believed that he could do it. Yet he did. And when you are trying to get that fame and recognition that you never had, it is a very different type of motivation. It can drive you. But Darren Till already has that. He already has that fame and recognition. Unlike Michael Bisping, who never had that. I keep bringing up Michael Bisping because he is such a perfect example. Darren Till talking about his torn ACL in that fight, like Michael Bisping won with a single eye. Darren Till lost with a single knee. I don't think that knees and eyes are the same thing. But you see my point. When you have that level of fame and fan base, like Darren Till has, you're not going to look for it. It's not going to be a motivation. A part of Michael Bisping's motivation is to shut the doubters up. Is to throw a pie in people's faces that doubted him. But Darren Till doesn't really have much of that, does he? And when you don't have that, you're not going to have a very strong motivation like Michael Bisping. Do I think that Darren Till could still be champion? Yes, of course. He has the tools, he has the charisma, he has everything, he has the skills. He has everything that he can use to become champion. Will he become champion? I don't know. That is an answer that Darren Till could only answer. Or that is a question that Darren Till could only answer. But when you are in Darren Till's position, where you have option A and option B, option A is to become champion, work your ass off, and become a champion. And shut the doubters up. Option B is to have fun fights, slack off a bit, and just have fun. It's a very tough choice for Darren Till. But he's going to have to pick one. And whatever he picks will determine his entire career.